Hi, and welcome to another video about enhancing your vocabulary. In this series, I really want to help you stop using some of the overused words in English. Today, we'll focus on the word nice when talking about people. But before we go there, I really would appreciate it if you could let me know in the comments down below what kind of content you are looking for as it comes to learning English. That way I will be able to present stuff that is most useful for you. Thanks. Let's begin. Consider these 3 sentences. My new boss is such a nice person. Why do I like her? Because she is such a nice person. Our next door neighbors are such nice people. Yes, the word nice is an extremely common word, and we love to use it on many different occasions. We simply love it because it's simple and easy to remember, but watch out because it has a very general meaning and it does not help us express ourselves the best way we can. So in today's video, we're going to explore the meaning of nice when talking about other people. And I will suggest 6 adjectives that you guys can use instead of the word nice in order to sound more engaging and descriptive and simply enhance your vocabulary. Okay, let's start with the meaning first. What does a nice person actually mean? A nice person typically refers to someone who is friendly, kind, considerate, and generally pleasant to be around. They are typically well liked by others and often go out of their way to help others without expecting anything in return. A nice person is respectful, empathetic, and generally has a positive attitude towards others. They may also be described as having good manners, being polite, and displaying a willingness to listen and understand others. Wow, that's a lot to say about a person. In this explanation, there are like 12 different character traits. Too much. I'm sure that if I use the word nice to describe 2 separate individuals, I would most probably have different traits of character on my mind about each one of them. That is why it's crucial to expand your vocab, to be very specific with what you actually mean. So let's have a look at how we can change the word nice to convey the meaning we actually want to convey. Let's go back to our first example sentence. My boss is such a nice person. I am sure that that person's boss does not have all the 12 traits of character that we described in the definition. So let's consider character traits separately. Okay, if your boss is caring and generous and likes to help others, you can simply use the word kind. My new boss is such a kind person. Yes, I know I'm not a big fan of the word kind myself, but it definitely is more clear than the word nice. So make sure to always have that word in your arsenal when you are talking about a person who is caring, generous, and likes to help others. Okay, next. If your boss is sociable and likes to talk to people and is generally easy to get along with, you can say, my new boss is such a friendly person. My new boss is such a friendly person. Yes, I know that is yet another very simple adjective to use, but once again, it is much better than the word nice because it is more specific. Friendly meaning likes to talk to people and is easy to get along with. Okay, so we have kind and friendly, the easy ones. But let's say that your boss shows a strong feeling of approval towards you and your colleagues, towards the stuff that you do. In that situation, you could say, my new boss is such a respectful person. A person that shows respect shows a strong feeling of approval. If, on the other hand, you want to emphasize that your boss is thoughtful and takes other people's feelings and needs into account, your sentence might look something like this. My new boss is such a considerate person. My new boss is such a considerate person. So if your boss shows a lot of respect towards all the workers, which means that he or she shows a strong feeling of approval towards all the workers, use the adjective respectful. Whereas if your boss is thoughtful and takes into account how and what you feel, then use the adjective considerate. Okay, so we had kind, which means caring and generous and likes to help others. So my new boss is such a kind person. Or friendly, sociable and likes to talk to people, easy to get along with. So my new boss is such a friendly person. Respectful, shows a strong feeling of approval. My boss is such a respectful person. Considerate, thoughtful, and takes into account how and what others feel. So considerate, my boss, my new boss, is such a considerate person. Okay, so that was 4 adjectives. So now adjective number 5. How about if your boss is a cheerful person and pleasant person and has a positive attitude towards life and is patient when dealing with people? Simply use the adjective good-natured and say, my new boss is such a good-natured person. My new boss is such a good-natured person. So my boss is cheerful, pleasant, has positive attitude, and is patient when dealing with people. Lastly, if your boss is kind and compassionate and has a lot of empathy for others, your sentence could look something like this. My new boss is such a warm-hearted person. My new boss is such a warm-hearted person. Warm-hearted meaning that he's kind and compassionate and has a lot of empathy for others. Okay, so let's wrap this up. So first one, kind, caring, generous, likes to help others. My new boss is such a kind person. Friendly, which means sociable and likes to talk to people, easy to get along with. My new boss is such a friendly person. Okay, next one, respectful, shows a strong feeling of approval. My new boss is such a respectful person. Then considerate, thoughtful, and takes into account how and what others feel. My new boss is such a considerate person. Good-natured, which means cheerful and pleasant and has a positive attitude and is super patient. My boss is such a good-natured person. Warm-hearted, kind, has a lot of empathy for others. Okay, my new boss is such a warm-hearted person. But remember, your boss may have a mix of these traits, so don't be afraid to use more than one adjective to describe a boss or any other person you wish to describe. For example, you could say, my new boss is such a kind and friendly person. I also like the fact that he is respectful towards everybody on the team. Let me say that again. My new boss is such a kind and friendly person. I also like the fact that he is respectful towards everybody on the team. So I was able to use all 3 adjectives from the 6 that I gave you. Okay, there you have it, folks. It's time to ditch nice and start being more descriptive and specific in your language. And don't be afraid to use more difficult adjectives. Experiment, play with it. It's always better to try, make mistakes, and learn from them than stick to the old ways and never make progress. Thanks for watching. and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!